at the bounty posting site at Matriarch's Mercy.
End message with an emphatic sign-off such as, "You'll never be sad when you have solutions." Oh.
Hello, everyone.
That
Good
apparently
evening.
was a note to self, not to be read aloud.
Hopefully you guys are doing well.
Further beneficial content soon follows. And now a song from a composer predicted to have three
mosquito.
well-liked melodies
Sorry.
and become allergic to water
Woke
this
me
year.
up. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Let's murder this thing. Yeah? Yeah. I kind of wouldn't want to switch back to Auntie's Choice. Anyways.
And I'll take care of him, Commander.
Pick me up! I'd do it for you!
I'm the one you need to worry about. Don't mind me. Commander, watch your vitals.
Back in business.
Appreciate a little help, Commander. Knew you had my back. Can't have our fearless leader firing on empty. Let's get to crack.
Yeah, we got a mag pick back. That's good. How did I get hurt by Xanthium? I'm so glad there's not another collect magazines here. Thank God. I say that because I feel like I would have found a magazine here. This would have been a pretty good place for one. Dude, this music is
This melodious
so
little ditty
good.
was dedicated to novice Gertrude Powell. Your nominate admirer has taken great interest in your figure work and projections.
Avid
That's what I forgot. I completely forgot to turn on cheats. I mean, like, obviously I don't need it. It doesn't really change anything. I was like, why am I running out of ammo? I noticed that, and I was like, wait a second.
followers
Wait
of
a goddamn second. Why am I running out of ammo?
Are you aware of which song follows? Interested in receiving our weekly selection of mathematical clues? Visit your local predictory.
Okay.
The color of space. A
What are these, heavy rounds?
When asked about the average color of space, the famous stellar cartographer Newton Otisgard replied, with no hesitation, beige.
Oh boy. Okay, so we just can't use heavy round guns anymore.
Lumen astronomers, his answer was the expected one. But I can already hear the
Short rounds.
bleating, with their faces contorted into a rictus of ignorance. Wouldn't the average color be black or white, or simply a shade of gray? No. No, it would not. The answer is...
I mean, I already started exploring this area. I might as well just explore all of it, you know?
Ancillary mystery of why there are no green stars. To understand all of this, you must understand the basics of thermal divarication emissions.
Time to earn my commission.
Non-heated matter absorbs most electromagnetic radiation that falls upon it, including light, infrared, and radio emissions. And the matter reflects only a small portion of that radiation. The visible part of that reflection is its
Going out of sight. Ready to wait. On your command.
All charged up.
Your insides are leaking outside, Commander.
radiation.
Trap doesn't sense target.
This thing's got a mean spree. Pop it like claw.
Stellar composition determines what packets of light will be emitted, while stellar temperature determines the frequency of light and hence what portion of the spectrum that light is in. Low temperature emission is mostly infrared.
Okay, this chain lightning gun just killed everybody over there. I love it.
Which I need not describe here. As the stellar body's temperature increases, its emitted light shifts up into visible light, through red into orange, then yellow, then white. Even rare blue stars exist. These are the hottest stars, emitting mostly blue and invisible ultraviolet light. So why are there no green stars, you wonder? I would think the listeners could easily draw this trivial conclusion for themselves, but if I must... It's because any star emitting green light also emits bluish and or reddish light too, resulting in a non-green star. There is no naturally occurring stellar composition that emits solely packets of green light. In fact, such a composition itself would constitute evidence for intelligent interference, and no such evidence of any kind has ever been detected. Let's get back to Newton Otisgard, the famous stellar photographer. The methodology of the Otisgard's chromospectral survey was straightforward. He partitioned his astronomical field of view into grids, then tagged each object in every grid. He ignored empty regions, as black would only dim the color and not change its fundamental hue. The light from every galaxy, star, nebula, and quasar was gathered and fed into a central tabulator for computation. The subsequent spectral analysis produced a final answer to within 0.5% of the predicted value. And that result was beige.
What was that?
More specifically, in the cylindrical coordinate model of color space, the hue is 42 degrees, while the saturation is a mere 9%, and the value is a full 100%. In more novice terms, while the color tends towards white, the addition of a variety of reds and some blues results in a more beige tone. And there you have it. So go forth, neophytes, and as you study your lessons, nondescript walls of your library, classroom, or dormitory facility, and exult in the knowledge that beige is also the color of the universe.
This is Grand Plan Wireless, broadcasting soothing tunes for your audio canal and enriching content for your cerebral cortex around the chronometer until you achieve ascension.
How did that not trigger?
Here to impart a message of significant value, conveyed to me by Alexandra Monastery's most trusted conjecturer, Seer Wiley. To all those tossed hither and thither by war's perilous fluctuations, the Order invites you to seek stability and shelter in Matriarch's mercy. While lean accommodations do persist, the effort to improve conditions is being spearheaded by Administrator Agarwal, who I have been reliably informed has everything well in hand. I humbly return you now to the previously scheduled program. This is Abbot Newell of Alexandra Monastery, signing off. How was that one?
Yeah, I think we're gonna draw a line.
What? It's still recording?
We can't be just going around and exploring like this. We're not gonna ever finish anything. And we're gonna get lost.
Continuing as predetermined. This popular number has been conclusively proven to promote cognitive function.
We were once two separate points. We had no connection till the end of the
Nothing in here? Ooh, okay. There is one of those. I mean, I cheated to get infinite of them, but, you know, it's still cool to find one.
when we were parallel lines, traveling into infinity, never to meet, yet in such close proximity.
Liquidate 'em.
Oh god!
Of dopamine.
How are you still upright over there?
Hormonal flirtation, I shall share with you now. My heart's complex equation.
Lockpick, engineering, hacking. I don't think I'm gonna need medical. You didn't get anything new.
X squared plus Y squared minus 1 to the power of 3.
All weapon have. Okay, let's get that. Okay, I was like, I thought it said 50%, and yet you only get 15. That does not Compute.
That is the wrap of my heart. That is the wrap of my heart. That is the wrap of my heart.
You have tuned your receiver to Grand Plan Wireless. We verify before we
All right,
amplify.
I fully explore that. It's about to get nighttime.
Average scientists acknowledge the value of canter dust.
The uncountably best salt substitute from the Order of the Ascendant.
Okay, so that entire area is a dead end unless we go this way.
To confer to colleagues at break time,
I kind of want to install the mod that just display the actual map instead of whatever the freak this is.
advanced calculations by.
Like places you can go and places you can't go.
One thing that you have to know, irrationality is good for the workload. How can that be? How can that be? Infinite, a measure of mystery.
This is really pretty.
To logic say symmetry. How can that be? How can that be? Irrationality.
Stranger, the Order bids you welcome, but also warnings.
Irrationality.
In light of the recent attack on Auntie's Choice, you may want to make haste to Matriarch's Mercy. It's just down the road here.
So it was one of our bases that got hit. Well, I'm gonna be sick.
What was that attack?
I can't rightly say, and that is rather concerning in its own right. It seems our temporary ceasefire with the corporatists may be at its end.
Ceasefire?
Yes, this was an active war zone until recently, and now seems like it may be so again. Not quite certain why the attack was launched, but that is not under my purview. I'd surmise that when Auntie's Choice realized they couldn't get through our defensive measures, they wisely chose the path of diplomacy. Seems I was mistaken.
Well, it weren't our artillery that made that strike. I can tell you that much.
They must have done something to provoke an attack, which is why your safest path now is the one that leads to Matriarch's Mercy.
Why is that? What else is going on around here?
The Order controls everything south of this point, but the rest is beset with various dangers. Zealots, scavengers, creatures, and corporatists. Well, not certain about that last one anymore after the attack.
What kind of zealots are out there?
Cultists, mad to the last one. I believe they worship the rifts or some such. People will turn to anything to ease their discomfort during times of crisis, I suppose.
What were you saying about scavengers?
They're both unstable and violent. Auntie's forces call them scrappers, and uses them for just that, gathering scrap materials. Excessive abuse of stimulants has made them severely unbalanced and prone to violence. They've also been known to pose as refugees, to lure their victims into ambushes. There are several camps of them northwest of here. I'd strongly advise keeping your distance.
I have to ask about the creatures.
The creatures are of the genus Varachnid. They are large enough to kill a full-grown human and exceedingly willing to do so.
Why did the order split from the protectorate?
Okay, thank you.
Well, this is certainly
May all your endeavors
question.
elicit
Must be
expected
from a
results.
fresh Auntie's choice convert with the leg.
Oh, always eager to cover old ground for a new student.
I don't see anything else
The
coming.
reason for our system, of course, was the Protectorate's abandonment of reason. Or more specifically, their warping of the matriarch's vision. Idealism rooted in scientism. Founding Bishop Ruth Bassar recognized this early. Empirical evidence was copious. We parted ways with the Protectorate just as Auntie's Choice began their invasion of Arcadia. An invasion we predicted, yet it took our Protectorate colleagues by surprise. Clear proof the Sovereign had lost sight of the grand plan. That he'd become encumbered by delusions of godhood, distracted by grief, obsessed with the rifts. He failed to foresee the real threat of corporate incursion, while his consul increased the browbeating of their subjects into ideological submission. Without the guidance of the grand plan and the matriarch's original vision, the Protectorate was lost. We did not abandon them. They abandoned the plan.
What happens next may surprise you, but not us. Warning, the following song mentions some actions that are improper.
Yeah, using the road to segment stuff is actually a really good idea.
Think they'll notice if we jump the queue? Another refugee? All right, step forward. Just a moment. Allowing anyone into Matriarch's mercy unprocessed will upset the precarious ratio of refugees to aid. We should have an opportunity for placement in approximately 7.85 days, presuming no unforeseen alterations.
I'm not a refugee. I'm here on the order of Ruth.
Ah, I seem to recollect one matching your description set for arrival. Pardon my slowing your ingress. It has been rather hectic of late. Welcome to Matriarch's Mercy. Rule number 1, no crowding. Rule number 2, avoid the exclusion zone. Our seer has predicted non-specific imminent danger.
What is an exclusion zone?
I thought the name was self-explanatory. Our seer predicted that a corner of the encampment is in terrible danger. Danger from what? Or when? Unclear. Stay away from it, and, in all probability, you won't have to find out.
You people sure take predictions seriously.
Our predictions spring from the universal equation, the very numbers that guide the stars. Only a fool ignores probability, and we don't suffer fools around these parts.
I thought refugee encampment were supposed to be safe.
Safety and probability are incompatible. Eventually, nowhere will be safe, including here.
Is there rule number 3?
Not at present, but according to our predictions, the creation of a third rule is likely, if not inevitable. That's enough questions. Keep the line moving. You need anything, talk to Seer Wiley. He's in the lift building, straight through the settlement.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
I wish.
I can't give you money.
Favors, order defecting. There's no putting this rat back into the camp.
Worcester is looking pretty good right about now.
Wasteland to Fort Drive.
Oh, try not to get too close. My sinuses are stuffed up, my ears are backed up, and my guts are gurgling. I could burst at any moment. Every fluid from every orifice. So keep your distance.
That doesn't seem right unless you're the sickest person alive.
Well, that is the idea. I've gotten sick at least a dozen times since we set up camp. Why, last week alone, I caught hack lung, sprat tongue, skinny teeth, and a rare case of mortified skull emergence.
I know for a fact not all of those are real.
What are you, a doctor? Figured I might as well get used to being sick. So I'm practicing for my next disease. It's gonna be a nasty one.
What do you make of the situation around camp?
I think it's downright awful what's happened to these fine folks. But me especially. Sickness, malnutrition, spontaneous genetic disorders, it never ends.
Alright, feel better.
You too. Trust me, you don't want to catch this. Neither do I, for that matter.
And now, constructually compelling yet categorical.
I swear, it's nigh on impossible to find decent animal remains in these parts.
Increase energy, efficiency, creativity, and focus.
Algorithm.
Axiom denatured
And then we
proteins.
solve for the... apologies. Just catching up on a research assignment between queries. Yes? Did you need something?
You usually perform advanced calculation in the midst of a busy settlement?
Typically, no. And it has been somewhat challenging focusing my concentration. The abbot felt a scientician operating in a conspicuous spot in the thoroughfare might be useful. An illustrative way for our guests to see how we operate. To show how the crabble patties are made, as it were. That is, if the meat preparation involved a 90-step rate formula and a conflux of polynomial equations.
So you're just mathing out here in public so passerbys can watch you math?
I am also on hand to answer queries by providing data supporting our actions. Though perhaps due to my central location, 89.74% of the time, I am simply asked for directions.
Bet the other 10% of the time they're asking you if they can use the space.
I am sure they bear any inconveniences with grace and dignity. I mean, the statistical jump correlated to residents within Matriarch's Mercy has some pretty compelling numbers. According to data, life inside shows a notable uptick in key relevant quality of life factors: longevity, access to medicine, potable water. Life outside sees increased risk of starvation, inclement weather, and hostile xenofauna. Yes, indeed. Numbers are really against you out there.
Most people need more of the medicine and water to be happy.
We have diverted internal resources to better meet demand in key areas. And I'm pleased to say that's led to a statistically significant 2.7% increase in refugee satisfaction. But if my data remains unconvincing, I suggest you inquire with Provisioner Plotnik inside the lift building. Simply tell her Archivist Widmark approves brief use of her time. Then back to it I shall get.
My soup is nutritionally calculated to sustain all bodily functions, but it could use a little salt.
Law. Never seen this many folks crammed together since recalled libations night at the thruster. Smells about the same.
How long are we meant to stay here?
Ask the order. I'm not in the prediction business.
What's a number that has no ending? A number that we call transcending. A mathematics man named Mueller.
Are you going to be a problem? Because I have a solution that requires very little computation.
Broke my nose last scrap. I guess Raleigh Dortmund. I still don't get any of this. I banged him up real good for you, didn't I? I won you one, right? Matters settled.
The void you did. Barely connected. You're thinking of 2-3 scraps ago. You've been mostly unconscious a while now.
He says the matter is settled. The matter is settled.
Okay, no need to get sore or nothing. I don't think it works like that, but I ain't gotta be right. I don't get paid to, speculate. You ought to talk to Boss Tilda. She's the brains in this... what does she call it? Quasi-illicit shenanigan.
Doesn't like to look at us when we're all banged up. Said my face turned her off Borscht loaf.
Anyhow, head down the hill along the fence. Tell her Mapother and Mudge sent you.
Equaling our starting zen function Fn minus
Hey.
1 plus the Fn minus 2 in all cases that we know. starting where ending.
What caused the schism between the Protectorate? Apologies, outsider. As a vicar, I am usually tasked with guiding non-order lay people, such as yourself. Lately, the abbot has tasked me with the education of the refugees in our care. You are, of course, free to stay to be enlightened by my lecture, but I don't need an abacus to predict your path lies elsewhere.
What if I promise not to take too much of your time?
Well, if it's in the displaced's best interests, I imagine I can find a moment.
You seem fairly in the know. What's the situation around here?
Yes, I reckon I do have my ear to the grimy dirt floor of Matriarch's Mercy. I hear what common lay people are saying, and the wide array of bodily noises they make. Suppose I, more than any other member of the Order here, connect with non-scienticians. I've begun daily lectures, including practical advice on efficiently planning their days. I frequently launch into extended orations on everyone's favorite topic, math, and meticulously expatiate on our sex origins in the most rigorously pedantic detail.
You haven't actually told me anything about the situation here.
Oh, dear. I got ahead of myself, didn't I? That's an occupational hazard around here. As I'm sure you've read in recent dissertations doing the rounds, education has proven to have a 13.7% increase in overall quality of life. I am single-handedly making a difference here. With constructive pointers on efficient scheduling, lessons on order history, plus some mathematics for a little added razzle-dazzle.
Do you think people here listen?
Never as many as I would like, perhaps, but my little congregation grows by the hour. Eventually, my unsophisticated layperson friend, the knowledge just seeps right in. Give it a few years and they'll even be asking questions.
21.
The paradigm is a self-centered
144.
derivative take on the grand plan. That's how little the Protectorate respects your intellect.
Define the recurrent relation. Get us to sequence summation. Define the recurrence relation. Get us to sequence summation. It's Fibonacci from Liber Abaci.
Traveling at the velocity of light through the vacuum.
Shame what happened there. I seen the whole thing.
This is Grand Plan Wireless, the informed, sourced, peer-reviewed sound of scientism. All pay heed and take warning. Recent reports note a sporadic outbreak of belligerent zealots.
Watch yourself if you intend to nose around that collapsed ramshackle. I swear, refugee settlements aren't what they used to be.
My health was never in question, but anyone inside must have been gravely injured.
Oh yeah, Duarte. He's former aunties like me. He was underneath for a few hours. Or, no, that was before. This time it was Rollo Nast? No. Gert Valkenburg. Happens a lot. People here need more room to breathe. Can't build in the walkways, can't set up in the exclusion zone. So they build up. Best they can, at least. Don't have proper building material or nothing. They just make do. After a while, the stacked up little huts they jury-rigged come tumbling down.
So a bunch of displaced have been hurt doing this?
Oh, you put that together, did you? Here, I thought I was being subtle. Yeah, people keep at it. What else choice they have? Order won't listen. Maybe if we interspersed our requests with numbers, they'd pay attention. Seems like all they care about sometimes.
The Order is doing best with what they have on hand.
They're doing something, which is better than nothing, but not by much.
Good day and welcome again to
You always want more. More and more. Isn't enough. When someone extends a hand, you want their arm and leg as well. So ridiculous.
My name is Edmund Vandersmith, and I am the senior tenured laureate of the Tertiary Adjunct School of Mnemonistics for the Order of the Ascendant. Today's lecture will focus on the generation of prime numbers, techniques, and uses thereof. I know. Prime numbers, Why so
Welcome.
simplistic?
Have you
Well,
come to bask in the
consider
Order's
this a
knowledge?
basic refresher course in remedial numismatics for
What happened to this
those
place?
new to the Order.
Matriarch's Mercy
I
is no
will
safer
start by
than the
We're not going
Prime
anywhere.
Despite
Not on
the
the basis of some
I've
half-baked
got your
prediction.
numero.
This
People
so-called
wearing diapers.
exclusion zone is where we stake our
I've been
claim.
called many things,
Stand
and
with me
repetitious
in
is one.
defense of freedom.
Also been called redundant several times.
Except for the fact that you ain't yelling and trying to eat me. I'd have pegged you as some sort of prosperous scrapper by the rough look you got about you. You do got a certain feral look in your eye,
Given a
though.
set of natural numbers
Okay.
greater than 1,
I give
let's
up.
call that set N2.
Tell me.
Then a prime is any number in the set N2 that
Earth
is not
Directorate
itself
Bill,
a product
and
of
you
two
are?
numbers in
May
the set
Huffstutler,
N2. A
formerly
simple
Auntie's Choice, Department of Invasive Marketing. Now, the voice of the displaced.
redundant.
That's what those in the Order call me, leastways. An unofficial sobriquet, likely meant as a petulant slight. On account I object. Louder. More often than the rest. Those of us ended up here have very little except needs. I turn those into demands for reasons of clarity and import.
Good are prime numbers. Wait, you ask?
Um,
What good are prime numbers? Why would we want to find and use prime numbers? There are
A helpful TOEFL maker is a noble calling.
Though, admittedly, it's a difficult way to make friends. The Order's not exactly fond of me. Rabble-rousing doesn't align with their vision of a perfect universe. Happy as I am to make your acquaintance, I'm busy staking our claim over the exclusion zone, so if you'll excuse me.
The archive incorporates prime numbers for
What was it you
storage
mentioned
and
about this
retrieval
zone?
on its ultra-efficient system of
The
data,
exclusion zone.
as well as using
The
prime
Order has
numbers in
decided to
the
keep us
process of
out thanks to
checking
some
its
nebulous
memory score for
prediction
corruption,
of disaster.
lest its calculations
Screw their
be
predictions.
tainted by such.
We have people, displaced by war and disaster, in sore need of space. There's plenty of room to house them.
Area of prime number study.
The Order prediction must have been especially foreboding.
Chance of life-threatening peril from a yet-to-be-determined catastrophe were the administrant's words. Not what I would call specific. I honestly don't give the slightest whit about the Order's idea of math or whatever calculation tells them that a catastrophe may or may not occur. I couldn't get anywhere with Administrant Agarwal, but you, maybe you'll have better luck.
Perhaps you could discover one of these proofs.
What makes you think the administration would listen to me?
Even the Order, for all of their logical ways, value an outside perspective. And because I've run out of options.
And dare I say,
Being former Auntie's Choice, you'll understand if I ask out a reward.
I got a pretty fancy gun I was issued back when I was a rising star at Auntie's. Side with us, and it's yours. Even throw in a healthy amount of bits for your troubles.
I'll give it a try.
Thanks, stranger. Maybe fate's on our side for a change. You can find Agarwal in the lift building, probably formulating another equation to get on my nerves.
For those of you away in the field or heads down in research during our last shared learning symposium, we offer the following rescreening of Vicar Magsaysay's presentation.
Welcome to Zeranium and You, a brief accounting of this crucial material. Though minute amounts were first
Where do we go
discovered
now?
on the beta
I don't want to go in that building yet.
Another colony?
My noggin sure is so.
The lamp's lit. Wherever there's trouble, there's always opportunists willing to profit
power
from it.
source for all recognized inhabitants of the system. But it's not without
No time to chinwag.
and
More than a mic busy.
efficient utilization took time. Zeranium in its liquid state is volatile and
You got business? No? Move on.
suffers to organic material. But in its crystal state, it's
I help an agent of yours in Fairfield. She promised I would find friends in the Sub-Rosa.
You the fixer lent your aid to Agent Galloway? Don't suppose you got that crawling hibiscus she promised to sneak me, huh? Forget it. You can come in.
Thank you.
extraction, refinement, and processing, from the harvesting of liquid zeranium to grinding of crystals for higher yields. Now, zeranium powers everything from laboratories.
Hello, hello. You're the one that aided us in availing Sub Rosa of a rather large shipment of Spectrum vodka, yes? Agent Galloway is slightly less trustful than most feral canids, so winning her over speaks volumes of your character. Consequently, I'm pleased to present you purchase access to my fine wares. It's fortunate you're no stranger to contraband.
If your wares are so good, why are you operating out of the refugee camp?
It's superb cover and a consistent market. Refugees are in need of all sorts of supplies that the Order cannot provide. and Sub Rosa delivers at only a reasonable markup. Myself, I enjoy the thrills of the environ. Will the Order attempt to drive me out? Will Matriarch's mercy be shelled? Shall I run out of new cereals? Oh, thrilling!
You got some guts. I admire that.
Why, I thank you. Takes a unique sort to appreciate the finer points of illegal smuggling.
Where does the Sub-Zora stand in the war?
We stand that we'd like to make a good ton of bits on the war, and maybe expand our reach in the process. Beyond that, I'm not supposed to comment. But Sub Rosa consists primarily of ex-Anti's Choice and ex-Protectorate personnel. We've still got folks we care about out there. Complicates some of our feelings on the fighting. But if the fighting stops, our income begins to go dry.
All right, show me your wares.
Feast thine eyes on the merchandise.
Ooh. Incoming damage may change defense mode. Light damage, deal less than 10% of max health, enable plus 10 damage resistance. Heavy damage, exceeding 10% of max health, enable 30% evasion chance. That's pretty good. Plasma beam caster.
Greetings. What can I help you with? Let me guess. One of your co-occupants is always hanging up his or her britches in your corner of the yurt. Am I right? Or you're dealing with more of a stay off my palate or that's my air you're breathing sort of thing. Pray elucidate the exact nature of your tiff of contention.
Tell me about this quasi-illicit shenanigan of yours.
Oh, a semi-informed customer. Well, we offer a wide array of proxy altercations, from restrained bludgeoning to flat-out scraps. Here in Matriarch's Mercy, if you're not a member of the Order, you're probably living close to somebody else. In some cases, sleeping on top of them. Sort of thing tends to cause friction between neighbors. Would lead to fights, but nobody here wants trouble with the Order. So they hire our hooligans to battle by proxy.
So they fight using stand-ins? What does that resolve?
Half the time, people shy away at the first sight of blood. The other, that's what they're there for. We say whoever wins the fight wins the argument. But frankly, it's never anything of consequence, like, okay, hurrah! This guy gets back his mangy button. Now, how can I help you exactly?
I came to ask about the situation at camp, but you just answered my question.
Ugh, a tourist. Well, clear out then, huh? Can't have you scaring off real customers. I got a bunch of yeggs, 2 pugilized pugilists, and a sick canid to feed. Go on, get out of here.
Where's your sick canid? I'll give you money for it. To heal it, I mean, I don't want it.
No apology needed. Obviously, this supplier
Your nose was just a stand for
attempting to befuddle me. Or so doesn't seem to be living the ideal life to put
Oh.
in their propaganda. In any
Oh,
case,
how do I get up there? Oh.
Another refugee camp? Another colony?
Oh,
a visitor. Without notice.
sadly, the Protectorate's befuddled masses are convinced we rejected them in their hour of need, when plundersome corporatists raved at their gates. I gently informed them that they, in fact, abandoned us in Golden Ridge, leaving us to fend against the corporatist tide and tend to Protectorate refugees.
Hello. You weren't mentioned in my latest personalized order projection.
Inez, can you,
I mean, prediction? Granted,
you
I
move.
mostly skim the parts what don't cover probabilistic dangers, so perhaps you were alluded to in some, roundabout fashion. Suppose that means you're not a threat. So that's good, right? Yeah, I reckon that's good.
And our predictive methodologies.
You're fond of these personalized order prediction, are you?
Paradox.
I'll say, I try not to make any big plans until I consult my latest POP. First time I got a POP, it was on a lark. It said, Rollo Nast, our seer has predicted you must wear a helmet today. I borrowed one, as a laugh. Everybody ribbed me about it. Just after lunch, wind picked up on the cliff above and dropped a mock apple 152 meters straight down onto my head. Fortunately, I still had that brain case on.
Huh. How accurate would you say the order predictions are?
I mean, if you want an exact estimate or percentage, talk to them. As for me, I just got that, what do you call it? Anecdotal feedback. A few times, I couldn't make heads or tail of half of it. Like, avoid anything representing whole numbers. I didn't know what to do about that. So I just stayed put. End of the day, I'm still here, and my co-occupant Ike isn't. So, I guess them prognostications work well enough.
So you say the order prediction have helped you?
You did catch the part I said they saved my life, right? I think alive is a notable improvement on dead. That's something you can take to the bank, you know? Figuratively speaking. I don't know why the other displaced have been so slow to take to them. But I'm not complaining too loud. Waited for my latest POPs long enough already. Anybody needs me, I'll be right here patiently awaiting my latest...
What is it? I have 15 seconds of allotted time for non-specific discourse, so choose your words with expediency. Oh, don't tell me. You're here on behalf of the voice of the displaced, aren't you?
May Huffstutter said I should speak to you.
Oh, May, is it? You're on a first-name basis already? This is about the exclusion zone, correct?
The voice of this place wants to resettle her people.
Or that it only that simple, but she ignores essential variables of the equation. You see, the seer predicted that a calamity would befall the exclusion zone, warning that the barrier must not be crossed. But the ever-disruptive voice of the displaced is dead set on occupying the exclusion zone anyway, laughing in the face of certain peril.
She seems ready to accept the responsibility for her actions.
Tell me, which of us has the title of administrant before their name? The responsibility is mine, as are the consequences. The seer has augured death for anyone who enters the exclusion zone. Yes, you heard me right. Death. Furthermore, and I quote, an outside mediator, having earned the confidence of both sides, has a high likelihood of clearing up an ongoing dispute. And now the voice has involved you. How auspicious. Perhaps you are the outside mediator who was foretold.
If you believe both sides will listen, then I'm in.
I believe only in the cold, inconvenient mathematics of the cosmos. This will work. It must work. The first step is to familiarize yourself with every angle of the dispute. Talk to the people of Matriarch's Mercy. The displaced want the exclusion zone. We want it kept off limits. We can't both be right. With your seasoned perspective, perhaps the voice of the displaced will learn to listen. Any questions before you get started?
What can you tell me about the voice of the displaced?
I can tell you she's a rabble-rouser of the highest order. Still, she cleaves to her principles. That's something. You can find her outside, among her people, stubbornly defying an order barricade. But you already knew that.
Earlier you said I was foretold. How does that work?
Novice Seer Vicarage should have ample time to illuminate you on the Order's forecast modeling methods. He's just down the room from here.
So if I learn about everyone's concerns, I'll earn enough trust to resolve this dispute?
According to predictions, yes. Or at least, my interpretation of them. I am reasonably certain. More than usual, in fact. Many people around camp support or object to our methods. Speak to them. Form your own opinion. And when you are ready, we will decide the fate of the exclusion zone.
unlikely selection of mathematical clues. Visit your local predictory.
The spread, illnesses, and eventual
1,068.5 pardons, but my attention is presently 99.81% occupied, coordinating provisions and supplies for the displaced.
My name is Marie de Rothschild.
Archivist Widmark suggests I speak to you about your work.
Well, if the archivist said so, I suppose I can factor out a moment. As the assigned provisioner, I am responsible for coordinating the requisition and distribution of comestibles, medicinals, and miscellaneous vital supplies. The overwhelming majority of my time is dedicated to this, leaving only moments to see to the Order's needs in the settlement. But it is an effort I undertake with great relish. You may not have noticed, but the refugees do not want for food or medicine.
Sorry to say, but the displaced may not have noticed either.
With the great disruption that has occurred to their lives, one can hardly blame them. That they are fed and remain healthy is sufficient for me.
Originally discovered on a
I bet you're more stressed than you let on, but you seem happy about it.
The Order of the Ascendant is dedicated to the ascension of humanity. Our ultimate goal may not be reached in our lifetime. If I can help others in need today, I shall do so to the utmost extent of my abilities and resources.
as they mostly amount to.
All right, I'll leave you to it.
Appreciate you respecting my time. Yes.
Show me what you got for
You
sale.
may peruse to your heart's content, but do so speedily for my sake.
While TTD, movement no longer drains energy. Energy also drains 10% slower, increasing 30% slower with your science skill, increasing to 30% slower. Wow, that's pretty good.
In a rare anti-choice lab recording in our archive, which we acquired from a corporate protector to the protector before our stellar system was sealed and the Order ceased daily interactions with our protectorate allies. But again, I digress. Related testing by Auntie's Choice's unlettered scientists showed that the berries were not poisonous at all. Instead, they were infected
By the
with a
law.
microscopic parasite.
It's you.
Parasite, or PBP, as it is. More specifically, the PBP eggs are found in every berry of an infected plant, where these eggs have been subdermally injected by the second stage of the parasite. But I am getting ahead of myself. Let's examine the PBP life cycle.
Oh, thank the architect you're finally here. I've scarcely breathed while hoping you'd come. I am in desperate need of your help.
The berries are exposed to the host.
You want my help? You don't even know me.
Trigger their hatching.
True, but the Order's predictions know you better than you know yourself.
As spiky worm-like creatures with
Right, I've heard it all before, but what does that have to do with me?
Recently, I had a rare opportunity to ask the seer for guidance. He told me that a dashing outsider would answer my prayers. I feared the prediction was a fluke, but here you are, a dashing outsider standing before me.
And they then seek out
What is it you need?
Where to begin? There are so many sick and wounded in Matriarch's mercy, and I have but two imperfect hands. I am but a humble general practitioner. What I really need are specialists, and the seer predicted an outsider would find them.
is increased.
What about me? I fancy myself something of a medical professional.
You also strike me as someone on the go. I need committed medical employees, not a freelancer. The seer gave me a datapad with explicit instructions that I not read it, for my intervention could only throw probability into disarray. Now, take the datapad, with my thanks.
Parasitical relationship.
Before I get that, I had another thing.
How can I be of service?
It's a wonder the Auntie's Choice.
What do you make of the conditions?
As a doctor, I'm appalled. We don't have enough beds or private quarters to separate people, so sickness is blazing an unhappy trail through the refugees. Of course, the Order keeps us well supplied with meds, but things will get worse as long as we're overcrowded. Yes, I can treat sickness as it arises. It would be leagues better to prevent it entirely. That means space to spread out.
To such a degree that the eventual correspondingly large immune response leads to violently explosive diarrhea, resulting in the expelling of
Can I do anything to assist with that?
Since you asked, you can run this medicine to Horst Lamping.
intestinal tract.
Just don't shake the man's hand. He has a habit of coughing into his palm when he covers it at all.
Can I see your wares?
Since you aren't a refugee, I hope you understand that I cannot offer my goods free of charge, but my prices are fair.
Antibiotics, a topical cream that offers no benefit to the dying patient, except possibly smoothing away stubborn wrinkles, according to the literature. However, given the purple berry's non-zero nutritional value and low growing costs, impatient Auntie's Choice administration officials directed their labs
You're right.
to find
The
ways
universe
to
does not
remove
orient
the
itself toward
parasite
fairness.
from the berry.
But it's my firm belief
A
humanity
variety of
can do
methods
better.
were tested and
All
found
evidence to the
effective.
contrary.
But they were all time-consuming and wasteful of the edible portion of the purple berries. So these methods were deemed non-cost-effective and rejected out of hand. Eventually, the answer was found not in a lab, but in a history book. Specifically, a history text on Saltuna, a crossbreed of two different earth fish species called salmon and tuna, was found that contained a reference to anisakid nematodes, or salmon worms, with an estimated 70 to 90% of all salmon being infected by these parasites. More importantly, the text contained the solution to eradicating these parasites: freezing. The simple and obvious, yet untried, act of freezing the salmon meat killed the embedded parasites. A quick test showed the same procedure worked on PBP eggs, although without quite 100% effectiveness. The remaining parasite eggs were not removed, a method that was judged too wasteful and expensive, since they increased the protein content of the berries without affecting their texture or flavor in any discernible way. The microscopic egg remains were simply too small to be seen or felt by the unaided eyes and tongues of their consumers, so Auntie's Choice administrators were satisfied with this inept solution. Purple berries are now a common nutritional and flavoring agent throughout the colony worlds. Mindless Auntie's Choice consumers especially purchase a large variety of purple berry-themed foods and beverages, all of them mislabeled parasite-free. More accurately, the label should read live parasite-free. But in any case, Auntie's Choice once again demonstrated their contempt for their customers, for nature, and for any pretense of safety. Another reason this documentarian is grateful for our ordered fabricated nutritional foodstuffs. OA Archive transcription number 3918-4 ends here.
Just listening to next week's #1 hit. Warning, the following song mentions some actions that are improper, something your fractions should never be.
Oh, you can't make it right here? That'd have been so good. That'd have been such a nice quality of life. Yeah, it's 0 for a reason. Resistance versus range damage is insane. Oh. First Lurk Toos. Crouch move speed. Yeah, we don't need that. We already move so fast.
This is Grand Plan Wireless, broadcasting
Damage
soothing
resist
tunes
while
for your
crashing.
audio canal.
Why don't I
and
see those?
Enriching content for your cerebral cortex around the chronometer until we achieve ascension. Though our current cordiality with Auntie's choice continues to hold, remain certain that every department stands united and ready should conflict recommence. Why, simply recall the precision of our air defenses against low-flying craft, augmented by our Sears technology combined with the deft skills of our exemplars. This keen partnership not only forced our rapacious rivals to drop supplies from high orbit, it sent their ground troops scampering into scattered lines of hastily dug trenches. So much for their baseless conjecture that bookish theoreticians, a tidier paraphrasing of their colorful invective, couldn't hold their own on the battlefield.
That is all for now. Until next time, keep hail and mind your calculations. Unlike parallel lines, I hope someday we'll meet.
Continuing as predetermined. And now, more music to perform advanced calculations by.
Okay, there you go.
5, 3, 5, 8, 9, 7, 9, 3, 2, 3, 8, 4, 6.
What?
2, 6.
These are just numbers.
3, 3, 8, 3, 2, 7, 9, 5, 0, 2. 8, 8, 4, 1, 9, 7, 1, 6, 9, 3, 9. 9, 3.
You know what?
7, 5,
We'll switch that out for the Rattler.
8, 2, 0, 9, 7, 4, 9.
Switched off a double barrel. Yeah, all pistols should be pretty silent now. Hopefully.
Ah, I pleasantly anticipated this exact moment. My personalized order prediction and weekly prognostics report both mentioned encountering an unforeseen factor about now. I suppose that designation doesn't wholly apply to you, though, does it? Predicting future events is an imprecise science. Currently, that is. Well then, I read that you'd have questions about our predictive methods, correct?
Jesus Christ. Okay. Can you tell me anything about the situation in the settlement?
Matriarch's mercy is brimming beyond capacity with those cast out by war. But we of the Order rise to every challenge and continually strive to better our guests' existence. Why, I, for instance, have availed my predictive methods to our refugee neighbors in the area.
So you lack any substantial way to aid the refugees?
There's nothing more practical than improving lives now, is there? We've offered the displaced access to our weekly prognostics reports and personalized order predictions. Engagement is admittedly rather low, but at least one member of the camp reports he has benefited from them greatly.
One person here will swear by the Order's predictive method.
One of our recent guests, Rollo Nast, has received multiple personalized order predictions. I believe he could speak to the effectiveness of our ways firsthand. If my own humble assertions are not enough, I trust his attestations would convince you, and perhaps other members of the displaced as well.
How does the order predict the future?
We utilize a mix of proprietary research methods to gather as complete a data set as possible, and advanced calculations using well-honed models to effectuate it. None of us predict events with complete accuracy or absolute detail. We'd need to solve the universal equation to do that. Fortunately, we're all working very hard on that problem. The Department of Predictive Analysis provide weekly prognostics reports and personalized order predictions to help steer our followers' paths.
Your little department does what now? Oh, so you tell everyone in the order what to do.
More what to watch out for. Advisement on adhering to the plan. Forecasts of probabilistic dangers. Elements of larger predictions made relevant to groups and individuals. The Department of Predictive Analysis is mainly populated by seers like myself, who represent the Order's most talented mathematicians. After years of study, some can predict events a few seconds or minutes into the future with reasonable precision. Others can estimate with up to 71.1% accuracy several months out. Of course, predictions have grown more difficult with the loss of the archive, but I am not to speak of that with an outsider. No offense.
So weekly prognosis reports and personalized order prediction differ?
The former are generalized forecasts for groups or settlements. The latter are more specialized to individuals and take far more time to calculate. Usually some are handled by one of the more senior seers in a region, but with Seer Wiley's days taken up advising the abbots and other things, this responsibility falls to me. Regrettably, I have built up a bit of a sizable backlog.
Is this a predictory? I expect more of a desk.
True, my situation does lack a certain refinement. Regrettably, this is Matriarch's mercy. We all must do the best we can with limited means. Well, I do believe you're needed elsewhere. Farewell.
What prediction? Plasma beam caster shock barrel. Okay.
Here's an easy acronym. QED. Quickly elucidate and demonstrate.
Fine.
Get to the point and do not vacillate.
Yeah, I don't mind the weapon stuff, but like the armor, not so much.
And verify your data. Send in your proof. Don't wait for later. You've crossed your...
Try not to deviate from the norm.
You know, you strike me as someone with a very small body of published work.
Ah, you must be the, Earth Directorate agent I was told to expect. Your punctuality is commendable. Allow me to welcome you to Golden Reach. I'm afraid I've no refreshments available, but can I interest you in a customary debate over decidability?
No time for that. Groot said you can help me out, help one another out.
Yes, the presiding bishop sent word of your imminent arrival. However, due to our need for compartmentalization, she was scant on the details of your mission. That said, I've been instructed to assist you however I can. So, tell me, what brings you to Golden Reach?
In a word, revenge. I'm hunting a woman who nearly killed me. Augustine de Vries.
De Vries? Now, why does that name ring familiar? Landon, do you recall a de Vries?
I don't generally concern myself with passers through. If this de Vries was not a member of the Order, then it's unlikely we ever exchanged maths.
She's not with the Order, but one of her associates is. Victor Clemens.
Victor Clemens, some kind of radical. What an absurd notion.
I must agree with my seer. I once watched Victor shed copious tears over a damaged datapad. It's difficult to imagine him capable of worse.
A friend of the trader I'm after said she and Victor had a secret contact within the Order.
And that may well be true. But our standard of proof within the Order is not normally met by hearsay alone. Victor's currently supervising highly experimental research at one of our labs to the northwest, the Enray Range, beyond the invaders' front lines. Unfortunately, you'll need to go through the decommissioned autonomous extractorium to reach it. That path is less than safe, so I advise caution.
What exactly is Victor working on this Enray Range that's so important?
What business is it of yours?
Let's not be unfriendly. The agent's only curious. Obviously, Victor's work has something to do with Enrays, but beyond that, I haven't a clue. More of that pesky compartmentalization, I'm afraid. Besides the highly caustic Zeranium River and the Mantisaurs, we've also received reports of mad cultists in the area. It does make me wonder why Victor decided to stay.
Are those the same cultists that worship the rifts?
Indeed. They began showing up with their inane theories prior to the invasion. The first sign of dysfunction in the Protectorate. Always starts small, doesn't it? Loath as I am to admit it, there may be some merit to your worries over a conspiracy within the Order, whether Victor is involved or not. As my predecessor would remind me, denying unpleasant facts is not good science. I would be remiss if I failed to support an investigation.
The planetary object beneath the desk. The berry's bounce followed a predetermined order. No different.
Glad we're on the same page. Now, how can I help return the favor?
No doubt you heard of the recent attack launched on that Auntie's Choice base, Outpost Opportunity. It came from one of our facilities, the Zeranium Manufactory. But that facility is intended for research, not military action. I hate thinking an Order member responsible, but given the precision of the attack, it does suggest traitors in our midst. It would undoubtedly benefit both of us to root them out.
Respectfully, Scholar, given current tensions, should we really be trusting such a delicate task to this stranger? Would an internal review of our ranks not be more appropriate?
Consistency in your work is wonderful. Consistency.
I'm an agent of the Earth Directorate. What more do you need to know?
Earth Directorate agent is just a title. I'd seek to know who you are beyond that bit of headline.
I'm no one. I just have an annoying habit of being in the right place at the right time.
I don't dispute the need for discretion, my friend. But the presiding bishop made the determination to send the agent to us. It's best we trust her calculations. Moreover, our situation is growing increasingly dire. I can't overstate my fears concerning this most recent attack ending the ceasefire and reigniting the war in Golden Ridge. One more thing. Your investigation into the traitors takes precedence. But if you could also render aid at Outpost Opportunity on our behalf, such a gesture might preserve the peace.
Just checking. You're sure the Order didn't intentionally attack Auntie's Choice?
Most assuredly not. It would eliminate the entire point of the ceasefire. Please convey that fact to whomever you speak with.
You're supposed to be helping me. Why am I doing all the work?
And here I was under the impression that investigating crime and injustice was primarily what Earth Directorate agents do.
He's got us there, Commander.
At any rate, I trust whatever's uncovered over the course of this investigation will serve as compensation enough.
Thanks for the lead. I'll look into all this.
I knew I could rely upon you. Ruth wouldn't have sent you otherwise. Here, take this writ of investigative inquiry. It'll grant you access to the manufactory. Seer Wiley and I will conduct our own inquest into these traitors you've mentioned erstwhile. We can compare notes once you've returned with your findings.
I have a few questions before I leave.
Illuminating the path to true erudition is an abbot's moral duty. Whatever I can tell you, I will.
I noticed you refer to Wiley as a seer. What is that?
A calling for those with a greater than average talent for mathematics and computation, particularly in the field of predictive analysis.
Fancy way of saying you can predict the future?
Yes.
Seer Wiley is being too modest about his contributions. Many in the Order
Ow.
rely on seers for their indispensable counsel.
Pick my
I
freaking
myself
desk.
would be lost without mine.
Having someone who can predict the future certainly seems to be handy with a war on.
Oh, indeed. I needn't educate you on what you can see with your very eyes. There is a great deal of pressure on me to navigate what is a rather novel situation. Without Wiley, I dare say our predicament here would be even more precarious. Many lives depend on him, on us both. Why, Matriarch's mercy would not be the refuge it is without his predictions shepherding its development.
So your friends, colleagues?
Both, I should hope. We've been collaborating for many years, and, plan willing, for many more to come. Especially given how very uncertain life in the colony has become.
What's the story with that giant statue outside?
That is a statue of the matriarch, Alexandra Varick, Arcadia's founder and for whom the monastery was named after. Regrettably, Alexandra Monastery is closed to non-order members at the moment, given recent troubles. But perhaps Seer Wiley can give us an estimation of its reopening.
Oh, certainly. According to my calculations, the monastery will be accessible to certain members of the public shortly.
Ha! Good news indeed. Oh, you really must visit. The observatory is a true sight to behold.
Thanks.
A statistically significant number of
Speak to Abbot Newell if you...
Welcome back. Anything I can do to assist you?
I was hoping you could enlighten me about something.
Illuminating the path to true erudition is an abbot's moral duty.
Tell me more
Whatever
about
I
the
can tell
cultists you
I
mentioned
will.
before.
Rift worshippers spouting inane theories. They began showing up prior to the invasion. The first sign of dysfunction in the Protectorate. Always No updates on anything I can do to assist you?
About things I was working on.
Yes, what have you discovered?
All right.
Welcome. Anything I can do to assist you?
I have some questions about the situation in the Matriarchy and Mercy.
Oh, of course. What would you like to discuss?
I would like to know what you're doing to improve the situation of the refugees.
Apart from providing them sustenance, shelter, and scientific ministry, you mean?
I thought the order was about elevating humanity. Nothing about this screams elevated.
Need I remind you, Arcadia is at war. This is what war looks like, I'm afraid. The Order is operating within a very reasonable framework to provide as much aid as it can.
Let's look at the interpretation.
You have a whole monastery right up there. Why don't you take advantage of this space?
Alexandra Monastery is a place of sacred study, advancing our understanding of the plan. We cannot jeopardize that vital work all for the comfort of a few. I haven't the wish to debate you on this any further. Please, let us move on to less controversial topics.
With complete information,
Okay.
there can be no chance, only outcome. Complete information yields perfect predictions. 100% accuracy, known outcomes. Now we come to one of the most difficult concepts in the Order.
Have you beheld that new rifle up at the monastery?
We need to help the folk at Opportunity, Commander. Void the Abbot. He's more concerned with exonerating his own than with making things right.
I'd give my tenure for an hour along with it and a Mantisaur too.
Hope you appreciated how I bit my tongue back there with the Abbot. Didn't want things to come to blows with civilians in the crossfire. Full of excuses for the attack, wasn't he? Could be that he's sincere. Or it could be that he has his hands so full with keeping his community from falling apart that he missed a memo or two. Either way, I'm willing to stay my hand until we know the truth. If it were my folk buried under the rubble, if Ortiz was among them, I'd want to know for certain before acting. Besides, ain't nobody around here better suited for investigating than we are.
Which lead to the dreaded sigma of probability distributions. By necessity, we are forced to estimate outcomes based on assumed distributions of
Does the truth matter? It won't bring back the dead.
Sure won't, but it could be the difference between an all-out conflict and a strategic reparation. I know which one I prefer. While we're at it playing detective, we need to scope out opportunity. If there are any survivors, we ought to help, however we're able. I can only hope they had warning enough to run for cover. If they didn't, well, there's only so much basic training can prepare you for.
Of the universal equation. Probability is not enough. Guesses are not enough. Incomplete information leads to inaccurate predictions, which lead to...
We'll head straight there.
Thank you, Commander. We should move on, unless you've got something for me?
Help us know. Contribute any and all...
How personal are we talking?
...to our proud archivists. And you too can say you contributed to the archive.
I want to discuss about the Earth Directorate.
Yeah, figured you might. I want to say up front that I got nothing against you or your crew. Ain't one to judge the firearm by its plating. And so far, you ain't given me reason to doubt your character. But the Earth Directorate itself, it's got much to answer for.
Avid followers of our detective playlists are already aware of which song follows. Interested in receiving our weekly selection of mathematical clues? Visit your local...
I won't deny that. Honestly, I'm just doing this job for the money.
Yeah? Then I reckon that explains the Earth Directorate's disregard for their own mission statement. The Earth Directorate swore a promise to every colony out there. That if you plea for help, help will come. Maybe not immediately, but you know, maybe sometime this decade. But that's all a heap of shit. You know how many of us in Tau Ceti tried to send messages? And when that didn't work, how we begged the stars for the Earth Directorate to save us? They never responded. Never showed up. Not when I was a child, certainly not by the time Auntie's Choice came around. You ask me, you're selling folk a lie.
We did our best. There's only so many agents to go around.
I get that. There are a lot of folk out there with grievances, but we waited decades, Commander. There's being stretched too thin, and then there's just not caring. Look, I ain't holding you to account for the Earth Directorate's ills. No more than anyone would hold me to those of Auntie's Choice. We're our own people. No matter how often I'm hit in the face with that fact, with you, with Ethel, it's rather easy to forget at times. But talking through this reminds me. And I appreciate it, Commander.
Glad we talked. I don't want our affiliations to come between us.
Nor do I. Fine by me.
Think about your graph. What if Doc Tinsley expertise isn't enough?
If this new graft fails, you mean? Then I keep pushing forward till I can't anymore. You didn't see me when I first got out of surgery and came to Paradise Island. The fact that you and I met at all is a testament to Doc's skill. But suppose if her treatment doesn't stick, then maybe it's my time to go. You can only cheat death so many times. You know that as well as I do.
You must really admire Doc Tinsley.
I owe Doc more than I could say. She helped me without even asking for payment or a favor up front. I never would have thought folk like her existed out here. She reminds me of the folk I had back home in Tau Ceti. Generous despite everything. The thought gave me comfort when I first sat in her chair, barely able to walk without help. I'd rather not dwell on those moments, if it's all the same to you. What matters is the here and now. Fine by me?
Sure hope Val isn't missing us something. Anyway, need something, Commander? Oh yeah? What's needling you?
Traveling at the velocity of light through the vacuum of space on our primary band.
My time is yours. Farewell.
The informed, sourced, peer-reviewed sound of scientism. Fellow students, ponder this dilemma. What happened? One of our transport pods en route from Serenium Manufactory 7
Administrant Agrawal. Here to finally hash this out, are you? Thought this day would never come.
Yes, well, our esteemed outsider here has agreed to thoroughly appraise our situation, in the hope that we may finally close the book on the exclusion zone once and for all.
They say you asked around. Listen to folks. That's a good start, at least.
And now, additional data and/or music determined to facilitate cognition.
I'm not really fully convinced I'm in the position, but I'll try anything once.
Well, we tried to work things out on our own. Look where that got us.
Mediator, I leave the fate of the exclusion zone in your capable hands.
All right. I'd like to discuss about what I found about the Order side.
Speak on then.
Rolo Nos taught me a bit about the Order's prediction and their usefulness.
Did he also happen to mention they were needlessly oblique and vague?
Rolo seemed convinced that they should be followed. Actually, he said they aren't always accurate, but he was too scared to ignore them. Seems like the Order wastes a lot of time and energy on them.
But our predictions are given to inform and protect, not to frighten. Forgive me. I do not mean to disrupt.
I spoke to Vicar Orendy about her support for the displaced.
You mean that missionary type who's always talking at everybody instead of to them?
She means well. Complex mathematics can be useful, even to the displaced.
Mathematics is the hidden language of the universe which unites us all. The closer we come to understanding it, the closer we come to true understanding.
I haven't heard that much sugarcoating outside of an anti-suppository ad. But fine. Whatever you say.
Provisioner Plotnik informed me about the Order's efforts.
You actually got the Provisioner to give you the time of day. Huh.
Ah, yes. I sometimes forget Provisioner Plotnik is also assigned to minding the displaced's needs. Her role is largely proactive, while mine is reactive.
Provisioner seems committed to ensuring the displaced want for nothing. Provisioner's work is highly valued. She's a credit to the Order.
I'm appreciative of you all getting us food and medicine, but she needs backup.
I suppose I'll take it under advisement.
Let's talk about the displaced and their perspective.
I'm all ears, Mediator.
You heard about this business at the Sub Rosa alteration?
The what now?
When grievances between the displaced approach fisticuffs, we hire Sub Rosa hooligans to duke things out for us.
That is unquantifiably absurd. And I don't see how moving into the exclusion zone will help.
Overcrowding lead to frustration, minor issues get amplified in unproductive ways. Yeah, I mean, that's completely true.
Unproductive is one thing. Paid Donnybrooks with surrogate fighters is... well, I'm at a loss for an applicative metaphor to describe it.
I spoke to the camp doctor about the health situation there.
I understand he is rather short-handed.
Yeah. Someone should get right on that, huh? Anyhow, what was the good doctor's diagnosis?
He has meds to treat sickness, but he can't cure overcrowding.
At Auntie's Choice, we'd view this from a lens of how sickness undercuts productivity.
That is indeed unfortunate, but the dangers predicted for the exclusion zone may outweigh these concerns.
I found evidence of a collapsed structure.
Collapsed? but we built Matriarch's Mercy to optimize comfort and safety.
I'm guessing you're saying this wasn't an official structure, more of a hastily assembled, precariously built shanty.
Tears known as rifts
Hmm.
are lethal to pedestrian traffic. They also attract bloodthirsty zealots. Said zealots are equally lethal to pedestrian traffic. If you must operate
The fault lies with the displaced. They should make better use of their resources.
Aren't you just proving my point? We haven't got the resources, but that's your call, not mine.
By my calculations, you've explored this topic from every conceivable angle. Admirable work, Mediator. What is your decision?
Further beneficial content soon follows. And now a song from a composer predicted to have 3 well-liked melodies and become allergic to water this year.
I wrote for the displaced. Their needs outweigh the danger. The exclusion zone is theirs.
Well, if this is the fate that was augured, then I will not complain. Though it goes against my very nature. Please, be safe. That's all I ask.
Not to worry, Administrant. The exclusion zone is our problem now. Here, you stay out of trouble. We'll try and do the same.
No reason to reason with you.
Thanks again, stranger. The Order won't scare us off that easily.
Yes. Just hope we've done the right thing.
Where do we go now?
Okay, I think I remember the taxidermist.
How do you do, stranger? Always nice to see a friendly face around Matriarch's Mercy. Though it's a pity I can't lend more aid to our downtrodden collective. I'm just a humble taxidermist.
You're a taxidermist? How much do you know about suturing wounds and attaching limbs?
More than whoever butchered your friend. Do you need any touch-ups on that appendage?
Not unless you think a pair of glass eyes and glued-on antlers will help. Sorry.
But something tells me you didn't come to talk shop. What's this about, Agent? Am I in trouble?
Just the opposite. I'm recruiting to assist the doctor in Matriarch's Mercy.
What? Me? No. Listen, friend. A little skill with needle and thread does not make me a qualified medical professional.
Trust me, they'll let anyone handle a scalpel.
Am I supposed to find that encouraging? Have it your way, then. I know when I'm being voluntold. But you better make it worth my while. Before I agree to anything, I need sprat corpses. Several. And no victims of violence, please. My art depends on the quality of the sleeve.
Stop calling them sleeve and you got a deal.
The term is industry standard. And a taxidermist without standards is never a pretty sight. I used to source all of my sprats from a local trapper, Frankie Billings. No idea if she's still in business. Word has it she's out north in Auntie's Choice territory, so watch yourself.
I'll come back.
Fresh being the operative word. My thanks, stranger.
I think I'm gonna vomit. I'll try not to sneeze on you, but
Good
no
news.
promises.
Here's your medicine.
Law, finally. Real relief for my fake symptoms. Let's see it then.
How much do you really want this? Because I might need it more.
Now that you mention it, you do seem to be of a genuine sickly disposition. Here, buy your own medicine. This one's mine. Besides, I'm guessing you need something stronger for whatever it is you've got. You have my gratitude, stranger.
Broadcasting cognitive resonance across Arcadia, this is Grand Plan Wireless.
Okay.
Questions, questions, questions. Today we have 3 questions for our youth-adjacent layperson liaison.
I remember this place before the war.
In this installment of
Functioning
Ask
from a
the
keep
Vicar.
your behavior
First
with
up
a piece
is
of
our
sapphire.
trilogy of queries. I am currently working as a statistical analyzer, but I feel I've missed my calling as an analytical statistician. How might I switch careers?
I receive such queries regularly. Based on a method known as merged spine interpolation, one solution would be to engage in both professions. Just be careful to avoid Runge's phenomenon of convergent oscillation. But of course, you already know how to circumvent such a simple polynomial degeneracy. Good luck. Lost speed.
Second query, should I have another offspring? I already have 2 of them.
Autodoc compression coil?
Mathematics than I can perform in the moment, but here's a general calculation based on the desired procreation rate of 2.3 offspring per couple. Calculate the sum of the children in the first 5 couples that live to your left, and add to it the sum of the children in the first 5 couples that live to your right. If this total sum is less than 23, you should have another child. If the sum is greater than 23, you should not have another child. If the sum is exactly 23, you should move to a new neighborhood and repeat the experiment. Next query.
Final question for the vicar. Do these pantaloons make my posterior look overly substantial?
No, those pantaloons do not appear
What?
as a term in the antecedent of that statement.
Excuse me?
Instead, other terms are alluding to the validity of that assertion. Thank you for listening.
What happens next may surprise you, but not us. And now, more music to perform advanced calculations by.
Commander, you got a minute to talk? I got some thoughts on this situation with the refugees.
What's on your mind?
The number of folks seeking refuge from the war is, well, it's beyond what I expected. And beyond what the Order is capable of handling, seems like. Andes may not be faring much better here, but we could at least find enough work for these folk to buy some food.
The abbot is doing his best and not making the refugee earn his help.
You sure? He seems more concerned with the Order's reputation than anything else. It's a tough situation, that's all I'm saying. But if the Order can't even manage tens of folk at their doorstep, they ain't gonna manage much better should they win the war.
You're right. Let's ask these refugees if they prefer free food or having to work for it.
But nothing's ever really free, is it? I went through this myself when Auntie's Choice took over Tau Ceti. It took time to secure the merger, but once they did, we folk got the help we needed real quick. And all they wanted in return was the signing of an employment contract. Now, I ain't seeing any contracts in Matriarch's Mercy. So what is the Order actually gaining by doing this?
You know Auntie's Choice was wrong to offer you that deal, right?
Don't see how it's wrong if it benefited the both of us. Anyhow, if the Order is in fact helping these folk with no hidden aims, then, well, I'll be the first to admit that there might just be merit in what they're selling. Appreciate you hearing me out.
No problem. Okay. You know, we're gonna go back to there, and then we're gonna take the road all the way over to that, right? Over there.
Got my lamps on an unfriendly.
I get the sense you ain't too fond of Auntie's choice. Any reason why?
Maybe on account of them being a giant, malignant corporate entity. Reminds me of the one I grew up under. And that ain't a compliment.
I grew up under a corporation like Auntie's too, Niles. You ain't the only one with a sob story.
Then you might ought to know better than to throw in with Annie's. They're just like those bit-pinching bastards on Triangulum. If the Earth Directorate hadn't stepped in.
Well, there you have it. The Earth Directorate saved you, huh? Sure as shit didn't save us.
No, suppose not. But you've got choices now. Time for excuses is past.
Don't you look down your nose at me. Any sane folk would throw their lot in with the ones who help them, not those who deliberately look the other way. How's your own loyalty to the Earth Directorate treated you all this time? I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
Is that the end of that conversation? The debate here is cool, but it could be so much more. Like, her view, is so distorted that, and it's so easily broken by debate too. Like, the Earth Directorate, we literally have no communication. They probably think we're dead. So that's their excuse. And she says that, oh, we ignored their pleas for help, while the Earth Directorate ignored the pleas for help. She has no evidence to back that up. It's just because no one showed up for 10 years. And what? Are we supposed to just believe that because no one showed up for 10 years that they're ignored? No, probably not. You know, they could be short on staff. They could have been deemed that this is not something that is worth to dedicate our time on. And you know, that sucks. But, you know, resource allocation is a thing. And yes, sometimes it's for 10 years.
Ready.
Freaking goddamn recoil. Oh yeah, this gun is basically always have a silencer on it now because of that perk. So good. There's a building there. Before we go across this bridge, this thing right here, I want to go explore this area around it first.
My apologies. My work requires a rather high amount of focus, and as such, I'm unable to engage in idle chatter. My apologies. My work requires a rather high amount of focus, and as such, I'm unable to engage in idle chatter.
What is with the anomalous behavior?
Architect. I hope this does not turn back into an active war.
Gadget max energy.
This is the Order's anti-air control center. If you don't have specific business here, kindly keep moving.
Anti-air control. Okay. So technically we could have gone all the way over there. Again, we don't really want to do that. Yeah. Let's just go here, investigate the Xyranthium manufactory, because that seems to be like a an isolated area. We could have doubled our magazine size. What was the perk that increases magazine size? Oh, it increases magazine size, but like if we ever empty our magazine, we do 25% less damage. Yeah, no. Increased by 50%, but 25% less damage whenever it reloads. I mean, whenever we accidentally empty our magazine. I don't like that because there's bound to be weapons that only have one bullet in it. Ooh, level up. Sweet.
Hello? Someone there?
Medical sneak gun. Ninja. Oh. So the worse our faction reputation, the more damage we do. That's pretty insane. Bullet shield's pretty good too. Damage with modded weapons. Point blank.
Yes? Did the missive not play, or was it garbled in some way? Are you somehow struggling with coherence? If so, to be clear, Zerania Manufactory 7 presently and for an indeterminate time is in lockdown. That means no external transmissions, no visitors.
I have a writ of investigatory inquiry from the Abbot Newell. Open up.
Wait, you have a writ? From the Abbot? But we don't have any means of... yes, they said they have a... yes, sir.
This is Factor Métadier. Am I to understand you have orders from the Abbot? Quite convenient for you. I have no way of verifying without allowing you entry. Very well. Come inside and we'll see this sorted. Building on the left.
Yes, right over here. You're not getting down below until you talk to me. So, the Abbot deigned to send someone whilst we're contending with all manner of emergencies, did he? Wait, is that an Auntie's Choice enhanced soldier with you? Oh, I see what this is. Stay back. We have no desire to escalate things further. Don't do something you'll regret.
We want answers, not a fight. And if indeed there's any retribution to be had, it won't be by my hand. Tell him, Commander.
I'm on a first name basis with the presiding bishop and abbot. Remember that.
All within the order are equal parts of the equation. It is functionally useless to imply greater influence. Sometimes I cannot fathom what goes through the abbot's mind, but your papers do seem to be legitimate. I will unlock the elevator so you can speak with Proctor Svoboda below. I'll send word you're en route, but fair warning, I cannot predict what reception you will receive. I expect your behavior will remain impeccable. As soon as I've seen to securing the facility, I'll be along straight away.
Who do you know who's to blame for the attack?
We have a working hypothesis about who is responsible. Initial evidence looks rather conclusive. And we have managed to corner the apparent perpetrator down below, which would be a good thing if they had not, somehow seized control of the manufactory operations.
People always underestimate us menials.
Your supposition, although grammatically dubious, is statistically correct. It is an error I will guard against making further. Our suspect, one Initiate Alva, previously supervised launch controls. Though steadfastly maintaining her innocence, she has also barricaded herself in the operations control room below. A move not likely to allay anyone's suspicions.
So far, everything sounds suspicious. Anything else go terribly wrong?
No, thankfully. Not yet, at any rate. Architect willing, that will be the last of it. Now, you'd best speak with our proctor. I admit I'm to a reasonable degree pleased you are on hand to corroborate current suppositions. May your query yield favorable results. May fate and fortune converge.
Evidently originated here. Transport pod full of Zeranium.
blew outpost opportunity to naught but tinges and flinders. Wait, so has it been classified as an accident? Or an attack? What I'd like to know is why our illustrious seer provided zero proof beforehand. The Proctor's a low-functioning functionary at best. I mean, just look at this mess. An explosion.
Well, running a manufactory must require extraordinary, fastidiousness.
Little good that's doing us now. Little good that'll do us. What are you doing up here? How did you get past the gate?
Factor Metadier cleared me.
Forgive me. All this business with the lockdown puts one on edge.
Is this where the cargo pod used in the attack was launched? Can you tell me what happened?
Everything appeared routine at the time. We launch transport pods into space regularly. They get collected. The zeranium we refine here is used for power. It wasn't until we heard the explosion that anyone knew anything out of the ordinary had happened. I ran a systems audit on the launch sequence afterwards. Just finished constructing a report on my findings, actually, if you'd like to hear it.
I would. I want a complete report in excruciating detail.
Anomalous event caused by unknown factors. Transport pod M7, containing a full hold of refined zeranium, bound for orbital platform Z9, received a priority reroute command.
Yeah.
Latitude and longitude coordinates corresponded to the Anti's Choice facility known as Outpost Opportunity.
Oh.
Altitude, however, matched 1,000 meters below sea level.
Oh, I see what happened there. Okay. Who launched it?
A low-ranking scientician. Been here for years. Presumably, she's below in operations. Regrettably, that is all I know. Now, if you'll excuse me.
So the coordinates are exactly above that space, but someone accidentally put a negative in front of the 1,000. I guarantee that's what happened. I mean, mistakes happen, you know? Oh, I was like, what happened to my sound? But it's actually a loading screen.
Initiate Alpha, stand down. Relinquish control of this facility immediately.
Oh, my dear Proctor, you can't believe a low-level drudge like me is responsible for any of this.
You'd have us all believe you seized control to demonstrate your innocence. Wait, is this being broadcast?
I have no idea how this audio doodad works. You're the one in charge here, Proctor Svoboda. Are you sure you didn't do something?
I demand your unconditional surrender and...
Hello, Proctor? I'm pushing buttons over here now. Did I disconnect you somehow?
Detoxification initiated. System reset. What's her name took over.
Ah, yes, of course. Next on my list of lowest probability events, strangers sent by the Abbot, gallivanting about amidst a lockdown. If we'd been able to communicate beyond our walls, might have saved you a trip. As I can successfully report, we have identified the responsible party.
You mean Initiator Alpha?
A low-level subordinate, assigned here years ago. But I'm now realizing how little we actually know about her. A spy or turncoat, no doubt. A sleeper agent from one of those secret enemy programs you're always hearing about.
It's a wonder they call them secret anymore. So, what did this covert operative do?
Within a beat of us hearing of the attack,
Alpha seized command of the system and locked herself in the control center. She then forcefully repelled several attempts to extricate her. 2 are dead already. Poor Jacobs lost a hand trying to pry free the outer doors. Why, she could destroy this entire place at any moment from in there. I implore you to stop her before she does so. I fear violence may be our only recourse.
You were arguing earlier. What about?
Fervent professements of innocence mostly. You know, exactly what you'd expect a secret traitress to claim. Dramatic attestations that grew quite animated. I suppose spies must build up a flair for histrionics. What with all that, hiding their identities and all. Then bursting forth like a pent-up arachnid. At any rate, I have work to do, and you have a saboteur to eliminate, yes?
I probably need to investigate before murdering anyone.
Whatever for. We've already established her guilt. Failed to see the use, frankly. I suppose some limited nosing about before dispatching her wouldn't hurt. Presuming she doesn't kill us all in the meantime. I'll be in my office. Let me know once she's no longer a problem.
Yeah, I don't like her. She seems sus. Like she's pinning all the blame on this one girl. I guarantee we come out of there.
I suppose I could spare 0.004% of my daily cycle to say hello.
We're still in lockdown, so I take it you haven't shot the traitor yet.
All right, only a matter of time.
Failed to see the point, but if you must.
I gotta investigate, okay? That's why I'm here.
Now, this is important. Would you describe the arachnid's calicity as slavering when it attacked? How much
Look closely. What? Oh my god. I get one chance.
I don't know anything about the fluid's volume. Thing attacked. I shot it. There's goo all over the spot it emerged.
What, there was the other one that has basically the same thing as that, but I got multiple chances to... Fine, always pick the one with skills. So annoying when the game does that.
Dead as Pythagoras. No one's been inside operations.
Of course, she's hiding something. You think those 2 exemplars just fell wrong? They're hardly prone to involuntary self-injury. Alva's been here for how many years? I never noticed her. Just blended in with the scenery somehow.
Investigator?
Elysium Moon Praetor is as fascinating to the mind as it is mortiferous to the body.
Okay, the over here looks like way more complex to look through. So we're gonna go over here first.
Circumstances proceed toward intended results.
With low-level N-rays, resulting in a shocking level of atmospheric electricity. I will now pause for a moment to let you appreciate my intentional pun. Available for review in this episode's transcripts, footnotes, in case it escaped you.
Are you going to be a problem? Because I have a solution that requires very little
predatory fauna eke out a brutal existence here, relying on their mesmerizing patterns of bioluminescence. We Homo sapiens should ostensibly stand no chance. If not for Order astuteness in the field of fulminology, our grounding station and charge dispersal network mitigate the danger posed by Praetor's persistent electrical storms. In lay people's parlance, a network of lightning rods tie into the central grounding station via a combined 307.47 miles of subterranean high-tension wiring, thus providing a conduit for excessive electrical activity in the atmosphere to reach the grounding station, where it's safely dispersed typically. Tenured station operators estimate the system is 78% effective at mitigating 82% of the danger posed by hypercharged atmospherics. Our electrical dispersion system
Always account for standard deviation.
Reversing the system's polarity will send surplus protons from the grounding station backward to any rod in the network.
Apologies, but that
method to terminate any hostile life forms poking around where they are unwanted. One quick jolt, and they're off to the hereafter. Simply an intriguing possibility to consider as you mull the many fascinating facts behind the Praetor grounding station.
Okay.
Objectively, a notable
I can't really do anything until this is lifted, apparently.
Always account for standard deviation.
Addendum: peer review of this episode post-recording revealed the subterranean grounding network is in fact 307.51 miles of wire instead of 307.47 miles as originally reported. We apologize profusely for this careless failure of basic fact. The responsible researchers have been informed.
Additional erudite entertainment is forthwith. Warning, the following song mentions some actions that are improper, something your factions should never be.
That was it? That was a level 8 locked pick room? Oh my god. Every lockpick should be like this in every game. Skill based.
Oh, hello. A visitor. Who is it they're sending now? And who are you, dear? You're what? Some maverick for hire? Oh, no, I can see it now. Earth Directorate, yes? Like Commander Zane and that rascal Buddy. And who is that you brought with you? A friend? Ah, an Auntie's choice grafted soldier. You poor dear. And someone else. Another Earth Directorate agent, I see. Seems sad.
Is she talking about me?
All this for me. Fear I hardly deserve such attention. This entire business is just a terrible misunderstanding.
Alright. Your abbot sent me to find out who caused the explosion.
Oh, believe you me, I'd like to know that more than anyone. I am thoroughly unaware how anyone would think me, capable of all this?
I inspected bodies the guard you killed. That took considerable skill.
Yes, that was terrible. I feel awful. Though technically speaking, they did kill each other. I didn't mean that to happen. They came at me, weapons drawn. My own training just took over. You see, years ago, I attended an introductory course at the Physical Education Center. I earned top marks.
Do you have any way to prove your innocence?
Dear me, I wish I did, but... Actually, there may be a way you could gain answers here. The firing record should contain all relevant details regarding the launch. Why, yes, I could unseal access to the records repository for you, and open the path leading there. I'd be right grateful if you'd have a look. I swear I'm completely innocent of this heinous act they're accusing me of.
Into the future, also music. You have questions? Vicar Magsisai has
Svoboda said that you might blow this place up. Promise not to do it if I help you?
If you need to hear me say it, surely. I promise not to destroy this facility with all of us in it. Was that reassuring enough? Appreciate your help, dear. Please return when you have found something. May the plan favor us against long on.
Mathematical puzzles and problems to increase your profundication, but I don't see that as the
May
best
all your
solution.
endeavors add to the equation.
Instead, I recommend the following. Purchase a small rubber ball and learn to bounce it. Best of luck to you. Are you feeling anxious about what's next? Just wait. Things to come have a way of constantly happening. The future is colliding with the present every moment.
Next up, well, the seers among you already know.
Written papers? I don't fucking think so. Physical copy. Interesting. Someone erased the launch data. That's extremely suspicious.
Our Earth Directorate friend.
Well, hello. Have an update to share with Initiate Alva?
Hello. I've been conversing with Factor Matadier here while you were away. Understand you've met?
Yes, they witnessed me rather discomposed, I fear. Visions of Auntie's choice reprisal clouded my thoughts at the time.
Facility secure then?
Troops now guard the entrance above. Our safety addressed, I have turned my attention to the cause of our situation here, and I have deemed it wise to investigate further. Do not let my position fool you. All within the Order are scienticians, and hence we seek the truth of any hypothesis based on evidence. The Proctor's accusation is no different.
You turned up anything else or remember anything odd earlier?
A recent security audit brought up several curious messages meant for an unknown party, sent from a terminal somewhere on the premises. We were unable to track down the whereabouts of this mystery terminal, but one message contained certain oblique references to placing blame. Nothing conclusive, yet enough to give me pause.
You examined the launch records, yes? Did you find anything, dear?
Records show you fire a payload at Outpost Opportunity. Papers smell weird though.
I'd say they've obviously been altered, dear. Fan Fancy that odor you detected, a sign of chemicals used to affect the falsification. Ah, but listen to me. What do I know about this sort of thing? I know I've watched too many Aetherwave serials. Suppose they fuel my fervent imagination. But still, even the most junior scientician knows the best explanation is one requiring the fewest assumptions. Ergo, I set the correct coordinates. Someone overrode them.
That still doesn't tell us who's responsible. You think it might be, Svoboda?
Someone may be pulling her strings, perhaps. That's what investigators like you say, isn't it? Now, what you uncovered appears to imply two further avenues of inquiry. A Zeranium leak occurred moments after the launch. I imagine it may have been used as a diversion, allowing the culprit time to falsify the record. The overriding of the coordinates also deserves a look. Don't you think?
Can we prove the launch was altered?
I can speak to the coordinate override, I believe. All commands are routed through the hub in central processing. If one meant to accomplish what you're suggesting, they would likely look to do it there.
I expect the Zeranium leak stemmed from alterations to the control boards and refinement logistics. I'd look for any signs of tampering that may point to the culprit.
Our fabric packaging is as airtight as ever by the charismatic mathematician.
From the Order of the Ascendant.
Before we continue further, I'd like to know more about who I'm working with.
Oh, I'm full of hidden depths, dear, but this isn't the time. Later, I promise. Anything you want to know, from my first science crush to my scientician aptitude test scores. All right. There. I've unsealed both areas. With hope, what you discover will help us determine the responsible party.
I'll stay here and play for more time. If the Proctor sends anyone, I'll say I'm close to convincing you to surrender.
Lockpick 12. 12?
Had plenty of managers like Svoboda back on Tau Ceti. Couldn't take responsibility for nothing.
Let me know when you needed a stretch.
Looking over best with me, you get the claw. Pop in my
Hey, got a distraction for you. Over here. 3 hole in the head.
That song was requested by the Department of Predictive Analysis and Ossification.
Warning, the following song mentions some actions that are improper, something your fractions should never be.
We were once two separate points. We had no...
Thank you kindly. I am decidedly in your debt. Anything you need? Anything I, a lowly archivist, can provide you, a heroic individual who is handy with doors?
Okay. Really excessive gratitude for all the reward I require.
Well, again, I deeply appreciate your skillful aid. Careful on your way out. May all your theories prove true. May all your theories prove true. May all your endeavors elicit expected results.
Our eyes did meet, and fate set into motion that telltale surge of dopamine and increased oxytocin. So adrift within a
Interesting. Someone purposefully did it.
My heart's complex equation.
May all your endeavors elicit expected results.
Rats raring to go.
Going out of sight.
Quantity of x squared plus y squared minus 1 to the power of 3 all to the power of 3 equals x squared times y cubed.
Maybe I should get lockpicking. I mean, pickpocketing.
Tractor's been in there. Has been in there a while now. Perhaps this conundrum is approaching a solution.
You'd think if she were responsible for the attack, she'd happily thrown it in my face.
Traveling at the velocity of light through the vacuum of space on our primary band.
Yeah, it's too obvious to be her. But then again, the developers could do like a double red herring, right?
Of scientism.
Yes, suppose you'll do. I'd been hoping an empiricist or assessor would amble by, but you appear reasonably apt. The Zeranium overflow venting has gone completely haywire. What else will this higgledy-piggledy nightmare of a day bring? I was ordered to keep watch until a specialist arrives. Might I entreat you to act in such a capacity? The control board to divert the flow of Zeranium is up yonder in refinery logistics. If so, I have something for your time and effort.
That is all for now. Until next time, keep hail and mind your calculations.
I'm already headed that way, sure.
Oh, well, I might have kept the item in question then. No matter. It should guarantee you remain motivated to see it through. We developed a pharmaceutical primer that, technically it poisons you a little, but also heals you quite effectively. Shut off the gas, it's yours.
All right, got yourself a specialist.
Tremendous. Why, this day may average toward the positive yet. May deliberate endeavors beget expected results.
Session 43. Please continue to enjoy the background music, which I have selected today based on its arithmetic-based harmonic progressions. My name is Edmund Vandersmelt, and I am the senior tenured laureate of the Tertiary Adjunct School of Numismatics of the Order of the Ascendant. Today's lecture will focus on the generation of prime numbers, techniques, and uses thereof. I know. Prime numbers? Why so simplistic? Well, consider this a basic refresher course in remedial numismatics for those new to the Order. I will start by explaining what a prime number is, despite the fact that you should have learned that definition decades ago while still in diapers. But no matter. I have been called many things, and repetitious is one of them. I have also been called redundant several times, and once I was called reiterative, if you can believe that. So, prime numbers. What are they? The simplest definition is this. Given the set of natural numbers greater than 1, let's
no
call that
cards
set
here?
N2. Then a prime is any number in the set N2 that is not itself a product of two other numbers in the set N2. A simple definition. Elegant, even. Uplifting. Almost ascendant, you could say. But not redundant. Side note, I am frequently asked why isn't 1 a prime number since nothing can divide it other than itself? And the answer is simple, you silly lay person. Because with such an inclusion to the definition of a prime number, then nothing else would be a prime number. And then what good are prime numbers? Wait, you ask, what good are prime numbers? Why would we want to find and use prime numbers? There are all kinds of abstract number theory applications, and that should and would be sufficient reason to want them. But there are also, how should I say, practical applications, such as maintaining the security of bit cartridges. In fact, our archive uses primes for that reason and many more. The archive incorporates prime numbers for storage and retrieval on its ultra-efficient system of data bricks, as well as using prime numbers in the process of checking its memory stores for corruption, lest its calculations be tainted by such. But if you strive to become a numismatics researcher, there are several open questions in the area of prime number study. One such question is this. Is every even member of the set N2 besides 2 a sum of 2 primes? It seems to be so. But no one has ever proven this conjecture. Similarly, are there an infinite number of prime pairs that differ by only 2 in their value? That seems unlikely, but we have been unable to find an upper limit. Perhaps you could discover one of these proofs and become the next senior tenured laureate of the Tertiary Adjunct School of Numismatics for the Order of the Ascendant. Such a lofty, and dare I say, elegant goal. Good disquisitions to you all, and good day.
On this intellectually stimulating episode of Notable Locations of Scientific Inquiry, we contemplate the colossal. A computronic construct so powerful, it requires a planetary mass ice ball to both house its analytical engine and cool it to 274.24 Kelvin. Cold weather outerwear as we visit Elysium's Ice Moon Cloister, home of the Ark.
Whoops. I didn't realize it was Zyranium or whatever the fuck.
You have tuned your receiver to Grand Plan Wireless. We verify before we amplify. A statistically significant number of scientists agree vinculum flavor drops are qualitatively advantageous. ages. Help your food taste better together with Vinculum from the Order of the Ascendant. In times of peril, remind yourself, contentment is found by accepting your role. You stand in your place, knowing your course removes all worry and doubt. Avid followers of our predictive playlists are already aware of which song follows.
Straight lucky.
Interested in receiving our weekly selection of mathematical
Guessing the number
clues?
of the game, you identify several settings that led to this console to fail. This change requires clearance. Yeah.
You're back. Zeranium overflow venting has returned to a non-haywire state, and my internal levels of disquietude have lessened along with it.
Intimidator? Okay. Maybe you can help me with some answers then.
With the leak abated, I am fully prepared to be peppered with queries.
Am I correct to assume the leak occurred right after the attack on Outpost Opportunity?
Now that you mention it, yes. I recall I was worried about one crisis, and my mind was completely occupied by this other crisis nearby. I must admit, I haven't given the attack a single thought since. I do hope everyone's okay.
Do you happen to know anything about Initiative Alva?
Not much. Keeps to herself mostly. Or that is entirely. Like all of us, she resided in the barracks 15 degrees to the northeast from here.
So, about that reward.
This card will allow you into our humble little research lab. It's right past operations. Can't miss it. Unless you do. The pharmaceutical primer I mentioned is inside on display.
Ever tried it yourself?
The Order regards potentially detrimental human testing as an unethical scientific boundary. We tried it on a cysty pig, though, and he came through. Reasonably no worse for wear.
Great. Thanks. Now I had some questions.
With the leak abated, I am fully
Do
prepared
you see anyone lurking here
with
before
queries.
or after the leak occurred?
You mean just after the attack occurred? I was in a state of anxiety at the time, and, well, I'm sure you're aware higher levels of cortisol can impede the encoding of memory.
Alright, goodbye.
I am greatly grateful you were helpful and effective. Farewell.
May all your endeavors add to the equation.
This fatal attraction. This fatal
That was dedicated to all the innovative minds in the Department of Applied Scientism from their admiring cohort in the Department of Research and Inquiry.
And now, more music to perform advanced calculations by.
I mean, I cure a bit of Ziranium every time I use my heal.
If I measured every heartbeat and
I like that.
but every integer of an intimate connection.
Oh, hello, dear.
Returned already. I'm sure Alva will be interested in what you learned.
Why, we were just talking about you.
Or specifically, potential implications for a multitude of troubling scenarios, based on probable results of your investigation, downstream outcomes, and such and the like.
You know how the Order is, always calculating something. But please, tell us what you discovered.
Well, not sure who caused the leak. Coordinate command rewiring looks suspiciously like your work.
That you found evidence that the coordinates were rerouted is definitely something. Would be an odd step for Alva here to take, except perhaps to throw blame elsewhere.
I admit I had the knowledge to cause the leak, but not the authorization. And yes, why would I reroute coordinate commands away from here?
Svoboda doesn't seem capable of engineering all this.
I wholeheartedly agree, but her incompetence hardly absolves her. I'm sufficiently certain our proctor is conspiring with an outside party, so I'm coming out now. She's going to tell me who she's working with. Then I'm going to kill her.
Wait a minute. You're going to what? Our investigation, it's unfinished. And you're an initiate. What are you talking about?
Oh, I see you two thought you were proving my innocence. No, you were helping identify my target. I'd advise you dears to help or stay out of my way. Proctor Svoboda needs to pay for her actions.
I'm not sure if she was actually involved, but you were definitely framed by someone.
Her possible involvement notwithstanding, Constance Svoboda is an order proctor, and I cannot abide her cold-blooded murder, especially by someone we clearly know so little about. You are far more capable than some back manufactory button pusher. Who are you, really?
I am a dedicated agent of the Order, but no, dear. My name is not Miriam Alva. I am Marisol Delgado, formerly of the Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection.
That group was just a story to scare novice scienticians. Next, you're going to be telling me you're... Wait. It is you, isn't it? The one they called the endpoint.
Endpoint? I wish I had a cool code name.
If you want one, you gotta earn it. Start rescuing sprats out of trees. Or maybe finish the important conversations you start.
Wait, how long have you been undercover?
I arrived decades ago to lie low after a difficult assignment. More than that, I have nothing to speak on at present.
The rumors about your department. They said anyone who might delay the equation being solved disappeared. If there are any hints of truth to that, I find it severely at odds with Order tenets for balancing efficiency with humanity.
This is hardly the time for a history lesson or debate, I'm afraid.
Even under the best of circumstances. Stay cautious out there.
She's right. Enough pontification. Time to make a decision.
That you are who you are, and are standing right, and have been here for years. It's all much to digest. I suspect your methods are not my own, nor the Order's, as I know it. And I fear your intentions for Proctor Svoboda.
To have 3 well-liked melodies and become allergic to water this year.
I say we force the Proctor to reveal who she's working with or without your help.
I cannot be party to this, but neither shall I stand in your way.
A wise calculation, my friend. Good thing you showed up when you did. You saved me from having to kill everyone here.
Wait, really?
Not that I was relishing the idea, but you provided other options. Svoboda has much to answer for. Let's go see that she does.
What's this? What are you doing here? Come to surrender, I take it?
After decades keeping this identity, your inexpert blundering has rendered it obsolete. I am Marisol Delgado, former head intercessor of the Order. This would be an ideal time to confess everything before you die.
You can't possibly be party to all this. Not with her vast misdeeds so readily apparent.
Our investigator has definitively determined my innocence following a thorough investigation.
34, we're counting through.
Uh-huh. If she doesn't talk, shoot her.
Wait, you can't possibly believe this balderdash. This is all nothing more than a flagrant example of artifice and bunco. An elaborate song and dance from an admitted imposter.
Enough, traitor. You made your play. You lost. No more deception. No more lies. Time to pay what is due.
No, wait,
Thus concludes a thoroughly distasteful business.
Ah.
The Fibonacci sequence is a sequence in which each number is
That's that. Any thoughts about what to do next?
Best search her office. Someone clearly was pulling her strings.
It would have been nice to perform that search before there was a corpse in the room, but beggars and choosers.
As you know, I value sagacy when it comes to supervisory matter. With that said, allow me to put the following question to you. If one had close colleague, a friend even, whose diligence appears to have slid, and whose calculations have become increasingly error-ridden, what actions would you advise? Surely one would not consider submitting them to a promotion. Speaking hypothetically, of course. I await your counsel.
Make your desired outcome be a probabilistic certainty with pinnacle vegetable expulsions.
You enjoyed our casts. Now try our expulsions. From the Order of the Ascendant. A roguish comical remark discovered upon a chalkboard. And his choice and the Protectorate both count very little. The Order of the Ascendant counts the most. Warning, the following song mentions some actions that are improper, something your fractions should never be.
This space used to be brimming with runoff chemical sludge. It's been renovated, I see. Another terminal. Go ahead. You should have the honors.
Begins here. Hello. For the record, my name is Marie de Rothschild, Junior Archivist, Class 4 of the Archive. Today, I would like to talk about the irresponsible spread of the purple-berry parasite by Auntie's Choice and its numerous
Prism site, tracking unit, and prism site.
Although that's a different lecture. The spread of this parasite included a corresponding
Xyranium ray.
intestinal illnesses and deaths.
Poison organic target with xyranium, causing them to take progressively more damage from this weapon.
Costs exceeded corporate profits.
I don't think I have. Oh, I do.
The purple-berry parasite infects nearly 100% of all purple-berry bushes, both in the wild, on corporate farms, and even in our hydroponic collectives. Originally discovered on a single colony world, the purple-berry plant was subsequently spread throughout the colonies due to Auntie's Choice's poorly regulated interstellar shipping. Well, actually, it was due to Spacer's Choice, which somehow merged with another company to become Auntie's Choice.
Well, armor type for that is definitely
as they mostly amount to
better.
relabeling assets and changing letterhead and mascot cartoons.
The weapon type,
So I will
damage
just refer to
type,
them as Andy's
name,
choice going forward,
value, weapon type,
even though that
for
may
sure.
offend some of my more literal-minded colleagues. But I digress. The purple berry plant was at first thought to be poisonous.
Oh, right.
As the early colonists eating its berries
Self-repairing
died,
armor
the
mod.
most
Gain
potent
the
of
ability to craft
discharges
self-repairing
this
armor and
parliamentarian
workbenches.
has ever
When slotted
witnessed
into your
in rare
armor, gain a bonus to your
anti-choice
armor's
lab recording
defense,
in our archive,
which
we
breaks after
acquired
taking
from
moderate
corporate
damage
defector
after a
to
short
the
period of
protector
time.
before our
Grants a
stellar
single
system
copy
was
of the
sealed
mod
and in
upon
order to
selecting the
cease daily
perk.
interactions with our
Gain the ability to
protectorate
craft
allies.
Ghost Array
But
mod.
again,
While applied to the helmet and drop to half health, you gain camouflage.
Related testing
This
by
makes it difficult for
Anti-Choice's
enemy to target you and
unlearned
cause your attacks
scientists
to
showed that the
deal
berries were
sneak
not
attack damage.
poisonous at all.
Grants a single copy. Okay,
Instead,
that's
they were
insane.
infected with a microscopic parasite, the purpleberry parasite, or PBP.
Damage
as it
for
is
sure.
colloquially called in
Apply.
Anti's Choice's records. More specifically, the PBP eggs are
Inness,
found in
potency for
every
your body
berry of an
pipeline,
infected
weaponry,
plant,
corrosion
where these
damage,
eggs
and
have
more
been
stacks of
subdermally
vulnerable.
injected by the second stage of the parasite.
Equipping it into your inhaler and using it applies a buff for a long duration while the buff is active. Kill cost by party heals you for a small amount. Nah.
The microscopic eggs inside the berries are exposed to the host's
Corrosion damage up.
enzymes, which trigger their hatching. These parasites enter their second stage as spiky worm-like creatures with outsized pincer-like mandibles, which then proceed to feed on the host directly, ingesting tissue.
The attack on the
and
outpost was
blood
meant to
along the
reignite
entire
active
intestinal
fighting
tract.
between aunties and
These worms
order.
are eventually
Instead, it
expelled
has
when they
only
reach a
resulted in
size of
investigation of
approximately
both
2 centimeters in
localities and
they
threatened to
then seek
expose
out
our
nearby
plan.
purple
This is
berry
unacceptable
plants to
error
lay
on your
eggs
part, and
for
I
the
expect
ripening
better.
of purple berries.
Perhaps
And
I
understand that the
should have
plants
entrusted
are
this
well
task to
fertilized in the
Luvino from the start. Cooperate with the Earth Directorate agent insofar as it does not lead back to us, and know that further failure will not be met with severe consequences. Will be met with severe consequences. In light of recent setback, DeVries has concluded that we are to pursue contingency plan A467. Further instructions will be issued. Ooh.
The Proctor's efforts appear part of a larger scheme.
Relationship.
Yes, I'm pursuing the head of the conspiracy, Augustine DeVries.
Ah, of course. I should have assumed you had a greater purpose here.
After some additional casualties, plotting Anti's
Guess you
choice
can't stay
field
here.
researchers
Any idea what's next?
I have some unfinished business I need to get back to. I could use help from an operator like you. Believe my specific skills could benefit your efforts as well. I propose a strategic partnership. You help me, I help you. What do you say?
Yes.
that the
Correspondingly
large immune response
Depends on what it involves.
I have an old contact on Cloister I need to look up. Part of a small matter there. Some research the Order considered heretical. Worth restarting, I think.
Sounds intriguing. Join my crew, and we'll look into it when we can.
Good, good. It's a little crowded here, though, isn't it?
Niles, fuck off.
Sure, I could use a few ticks off my feet. Leg has been aching a bit. But hey, you need me, you know where to find me. And don't let that one stray outside your peripherals, if you take my meaning.
Excellent. Well then, I am quite ready to leave this place.
Non-zero nutritional value and low.
How to keep moving, Commander.
So, Abbott Newell sent you to my manufactory to lower tensions with Auntie's Choice, I take it. Have you tried talking with them directly?
He also asked us to convince Auntie's Choice that the Order wasn't responsible.
Good, good. For a poor excuse for a scientician and something of a dandy, he isn't entirely poor at his job. The Order has been made out to be in the wrong here. It would be a shame for hostilities to reignite before we find out who's responsible.
A history text on Saltuna, a crossbreed of two different earth fish species called
I have something else I want to discuss.
Inquire away. I may even respond.
Anasochid nematodes or salmon worms.
You were here hiding your identity on the Golden Ridge a long time. Who are you really?
Oh, I am a dedicated member of the Order. Beyond that, there's really little you or anyone need to hear about. Consider yourself lucky. You already know more about me than anyone else I've met in the last 20-odd years.
Of freezing the salmon meat killed the embedded parasites. A quick test showed the same procedure worked on PvP eggs, although without quite 100% effectiveness. The remaining parasite eggs were not...
I've had a few jobs I don't like to talk about either. Why pick here, though?
Dorado appealed to me because it was off the board but not completely remote. There I could lie low for a time, but observe. So I'd believed. Our department was shuttered shortly after Ruth Pissar took office. To avoid undue attention, I remained in hiding.
So Auntie's Choice administrators were satisfied with this inept...
Guess you encountered an event you couldn't influence.
To put it mildly, after the incident in question, seeking refuge seemed prudent.
You're pretty secretive. I thought the Order believed in revealing all knowledge.
Information free of context can be off-putting, confusing, dangerous even, if misjudged. I mentioned before I was part of the Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection. My role there, you may recall, was head intercessor. I was tasked to influence pivotal events, to keep the solving of the equation on track. Something occurred. I needed to step off the board a while.
Pick an interesting place to hold up.
Not entirely surprised I had to abandon my cover identity earlier. Knew there was a risk if I took action, but when the attack on the outpost opportunity occurred, I had no choice. I do so hope you'll forgive my thoroughly convincing deception, dear.
Think you'll ever miss being Miriam Alva?
Not really, no. Innocent and unobtrusive never truly came natural to me. Suppose you can ask.
So you were a secret order math assassin. What's what you kill people with? Long-form division?
Another crack like that, and you might just find out. Our department employed a variety of methods to obviate hindrances and threats to the Order's efforts. We were considered wardens of the grand plan, helping correct it when needed.
Aren't we all effectively warded in the grand plan?
All of us are part of the plan. We follow the path intended for us by the architect. We should, at least. Now and then, some push back against their path, but it never ends well. Corrections can take time, even delay in the solving of the equation. That's where we came in, to get things back on track in the timeliest of manners.
What sort of methods did your department deploy?
Some were proprietary. Often they involved forms of subtle persuasion, others more overt influence. Now and again, more direct means were required.
So you kill people?
Sometimes, with purpose. Don't you as well? Do you draw some moral distinction between avenging harm and nipping it in the bud beforehand? Between covert and overt means? When all is said and done, are those in your ledger any less dead than mine?
Oh, no problem. Kill away for all I care.
That so? Hadn't thought you'd felt that way. Didn't take you for a pacifist. Just a mite less homicidal.
Let's talk later.
May the plan favor us against long odds.
Okay, lockpick. Observation. Hacking. Increase weak spot damage when crouch and not moving. Alright, we'll take that one. What's her ability? Using a gadget of her own design, she shoots the energy at the target, stunning, showering the magnetic energy. While effect lasts, target cannot move, and all attacks against the target are critical hits. Marisol ability must be fully charged, and you can target the enemy. Okay. Gadget optimization. Marisol ability to generate energy, allowing any kill scored in the party to restore a small portion of your energy. Oh, Marisol goggles provide additional analysis. Looking at others while using the tactical time dilation or the N-ray scanner allows strategic data such as health, armor, and the weapon they use. Oh, okay. Marisol occasionally tosses a small portable capacitor near you. Walking over them automatically activates them, restoring gadget energy. Attacking them causes them to explode, dealing shock damage. Marisol analyzes enemy in combat while active. Marking them while active, your attacks against this target apply effects depending. Oh, that is so much better. Your attack against target effect by Marisol Companion ability restores gadget energy. Stupid. Marisol Companion ability now affects an area around the target, applying it to all nearby enemies. That's good. Marisol collects and recycle your shock rods, plasma cells, and biomass ammo, giving you a small chance to recover. Nope. Marisol is in the party. Auto mechanicals have a small chance to provide additional crafting materials. I mean, that's better than less ammo usage. Marisol upgrades your gas deflection apparatus while she's in the party, causing damage against your shield to reflect a portion of the damage back to the attacker. Not bad. Marisol upgrades the N-ray scanner, allowing you to automatically analyze enemies. While wearing the N-ray scanner, your attacks applies the effect to the target depending on the location. Oh, that's pretty good.
As was long since foreordained, that song was requested by the Department of Predictive Analysis and Ossification.
Next up, well, the seers among you.
I realize you didn't receive the most welcome of receptions here.
I understood then and understand now.
Well, regardless, I recognize you've done right by us here today, and I appreciate your efforts. May fate and fortune converge.
Oh. Have to hold the button. Oh, did I mention no falling damage? It's really good.
My absolute parts are crushed. Pulsificator at ready status. Back and scan.
This gun, absolute garbage. Please don't ever make me use this gun again. The hell was that?
As determined, you're listening to Grand Plan Wireless. For transpiring events, philosophical profundities, informed insight into the future, also music. No need to squander cogitation on a lengthy preamble for this
Perhaps it would be advantageous
especially
to...
with today's proverbial...
No, that won't function optimally.
Asks,
Well, we could... Do you have a specific matter requiring discussion with me that cannot be postponed? I'm rather preoccupied at the moment.
With what exactly?
Auntie's forces have pushed us from our initial trench line into our fallback trench, thus making it the new primary trench. Despite the fact that we are currently holding back Auntie's forces at the new, more narrow front, this leaves us in the unenviable position of requiring a new fallback trench. That being said, we shouldn't need another trench line. Making a final decision over what to prioritize in the construction of this trench, given my current resources, has been a substantially more difficult task than I first estimated.
I thought Order solved this kind of problem with mathematics.
Correct. In this case, standardized algorithms, which includes a Poisson distribution method, using the data we accrued from years of tracking the frequency of different attacks. Unfortunately, I find myself in the extremely unlikely and stressing position of having these algorithms inform me that every type of attack is exactly equally probable, and thus my dilemma.
What kind of threats are you facing?
Many, unfortunately. Auntie's human soldiery, raptidons, mantisaurs, scrappers, and even wild arachnids. In summary, many and varied.
That's a lot. Maybe just make the trench equally good at defending against everything?
Alas, I lack the resources and time. I appreciate your input, though.
Why do you need more trenches?
Auntie's forces have pushed us from our initial trench line, despite the fact that being said, we shouldn't need another trench line.
What do you mean we shouldn't need another trench?
Our analysis shows us that Auntie simply lacks the resources to push through the current front line. However, there is a vanishingly slim chance that Auntie's has more resources in transit outside of the Arcadian system that we simply haven't accounted for yet.
Well, good luck.
Perhaps it would be advantageous to...
The color of space.
That won't function.
Spectral
We could...
When asked about the average color
we'd be
of
better
space,
served having it
the
the
famous
other way
stellar
around.
cartographer Newton Otisgard replied, with no hesitation, beige. Too experienced human astronomer, his answer was the expected one. But I can already hear the obtuse bleating, with their faces contorted into a rictus of ignorance. Wouldn't the average color be black or white, or simply a shade of gray? No. No, it would not. The answer is rooted in the science of how hot objects absorb and emit light, which answers the ancillary mystery of why there are no green stars. To understand all of this, you must understand the basics of thermal divarication emission theory. The typical piece of non-heated matter absorbs
Explosive
most electromagnetic
rounds.
radiation that falls upon it, including light, infrared, and radio emissions. And the matter reflects only a small portion of that radiation. The visible part of that reflection is its color. However, most stellar objects generate
We don't need explosive rounds.
they absorb, so they can be modeled as an idealized object, which is assumed to absorb 100% of all electromagnetic radiation and re-emit some based on its temperature and composition. Stellar composition determines what packets of light will be emitted, while stellar temperature determines the frequency of light and hence what portion of the spectrum that light is in. Low temperature emission is mostly infrared.
Actually,
and
that
not
might be
visible
better.
to us without proper instrumentation, which I need not describe here. As the stellar body's temperature increases, its emitted light shifts up into visible light, through red into orange, then yellow, then white. Even rare blue stars exist. These are the hottest stars, emitting mostly blue and invisible ultraviolet light. So why are there no green stars, you wonder? I would think the listeners could easily draw this trivial conclusion for themselves, but if I must... It's because any star emitting green light also emits bluish and or reddish light too, resulting in a non-green star. There is no naturally occurring stellar composition that emits solely packets of green light. In fact, such a composition itself would constitute evidence for intelligent interference, and no such evidence of any kind has ever been detected. Let's get back to Newton Odescard, the famous stellar photographer. The methodology of the Odescard's chromospectral survey was straightforward. He partitioned his
that's under, right?
field of view
Yeah,
into grids,
okay.
then tagged each object in every grid. He ignored empty regions, as black would only dim the color and not change its fundamental hue. The light from every galaxy, star, nebula, and quasar was gathered and fed to a central tabulator for computation. The subsequent spectral analysis produced a final answer to within 0.5% of the predicted value. And that result was beige. More specifically, in the cylindrical coordinate model of color space, the hue is 42 degrees, while the saturation is a mere 9%, and the value is a full 100%. In more novice terms, while the color tends towards white, the addition of a variety of reds and some blues results in a more beige tone.
Yeah, all that is
And
wall,
there you have it.
which is good. You know.
So go forth, neophyte. As you study your lessons, stare at the nondescript walls of your library, classroom, or...
Look alive, Commander. Adversary vulnerabilities identified. I would not refuse medical support. You're looking pretty staged, Commander.
A message of significant value, conveyed to me by Alexandra Monastery's most trusted conjecturer, Seer Wiley.
Okay, that sniper is really, really good. I can put bombs on people and then explode them all for super sneak attack damage. That's really, really good.
Conditions is being spearheaded by Administrator Agarwal, who I have been reliably informed has everything well in hand. I humbly return you now to the previously scheduled program. This is Abbot Newell of Alexandra Monastery.
Alright, it's like 12:30. Not a very long stream, but we're gonna have to call it there. When we come back, we are going to explore this wall, whatever that is. Oh no, that's the trench, right? That's the forward trench. They're building the secondary trench right here. Okay. Yeah. So until then, guys, I will see you later.